Are you sleep deprived? Did you know that 1 in 25 drivers driving today on the road has fallen asleep sitting behind the wheel? And did you know that loss of sleep can increase your risk of heart disease by as much as 48%? Today we're going to talk about the effects of sleep deprivation and how you can solve that problem. Welcome back to the Muscle Repair Shop. My name is Butch Phelps, and today we're going to talk about, are you getting enough sleep? Now, I realize there are certain illnesses that can prevent you from sleeping very well. Sleep apnea, there can be heart disease, there can be all kinds of problems. Some medications can prevent you from sleeping soundly at night. But what I'm really talking about today are the average person who has a difficult time going to sleep. Now, in my office, most of the people that I talk to, their first complaint is, I just can't stop my brain. So today we're going to talk about how you can help yourself in doing that. But first, I want to hit on a few things to help you better understand how common this is. Sleep deprivation. 50 to 70 million people in the United States are sleep deprived. And that sleep deprivation can put you at a higher risk of things like colorectal cancer, heart disease. You're most likely to get colds. Many people fall asleep behind the wheel. As I said in the opening, 1 in every 25 drivers have been known to fall asleep behind the wheel. And that's led to up to 6,000 fatal car accidents every single year. But the most common things that people see is it has an effect on their inability to think straight. They feel lethargic. They feel tired. They're more likely to eat sugary type foods or bakery goods and so forth because they're trying to get the sugar in their body for the energy to keep moving. That sleep deprivation has just taken away their energy from their bodies. And so what we want to do here is find a way that you can slow your mind down, get into a better state of sleep, and actually create a night that you can sleep very well. The thing is that for most people that I talk to, they seem to be doing all of the wrong things to prepare themselves for sleeping because we don't really think of ourselves as having to prepare. So let's go over a few things here to help you prepare to sleep better. Number one, the room you sleep in. I like the temperature, my wife and I, we worked at this together. We like the temperature down to about 68 to 70 degrees. Now for some people they go even a little colder than that. But for us, 68 to 70 degrees seems to be about the right temperature. We installed blackout curtains on our windows. These blackout curtains, they block out street lights. They block out car lights coming by. They block out lights that may come from other people's homes around in our neighborhood. Then we took out all devices, including the TVs and the telephones, out of our bedroom so that none of those lights, can bother us. And I'm talking about the little red lights at the bottom, the little blue lights at the bottom that you may see. Digital alarm clocks have the same problem. Now I will admit that I have a watch that I wear at night that actually records sleeping data for me. At the same time, it records heart rates and blood pressure and so forth. And it has a vibrating alarm that wakes me up in the morning. Most mornings when I go to the gym, I wake at 4:30, and on mornings that I don't, I wake at 5 o'clock to do some writing. But when I know that I've slept the right amount of time, I will typically wake up 5 to 10 minutes ahead of the alarm so I don't have to wait for the alarm to shock me to wake back up. Secondly, I understand that with my body, I need 7 to 7.5 hours sleep every single night. If I want to get up in a restful state, my feet hit the floor, I'm off and running, and I don't feel tired all during the day. So what I do at night, and my wife does the same thing, is that we think about how many hours we need to sleep, what time of day we want to wake up, and then we take that amount of time we need to sleep, subtract it back from when we want to wake up, and decide that that's when we need to go to bed. That is, for me, has worked really well, and it seems to work well for her too. The third thing is we want to cut back how much food we eat after dinner, between dinner time and bedtime, and reduce the consumption of alcohol. So for me, during the week when I'm working, I do not drink any alcohol during the week because that sugar in the alcohol can affect my brain. And especially if I'm going to drink it, I drink it before dinner, not after dinner, because that also sets off that sugar high as I'm trying to go to bed and going to sleep. I don't eat late night snacks. I typically try to stop eating at the latest 8 o'clock, but most times if I can get home on time or early enough, I'll stop eating around 7:30. And the reason for that is I like to get at least 2, maybe 3 hours of time between my last food intake and the time I go to sleep. By doing that, my body has had the ability to digest the food and my brain has a chance to calm down before I get ready to go to sleep. And then lastly, the lighting. Now my wife and I spend a couple hours each night, an hour and a half to 2 hours, watching a little TV in our living room. But we dim the lights down really low so that we can start to prepare ourselves for going to sleep. We're not necessarily on our devices, we're not, unless it's something that we just have to take care of, but we're not necessarily on our devices. We're really, from that moment, from dinner on, we're starting to put our bodies and our brains into a sleep state. Now I realize for some of you, you have small children, and I know how difficult that can be, and that's fine. It gives you something to look forward to once they grow up. But work at it and even try to train them in doing it as well. And if you can train them into doing it as well, it can make your life and their life much better. And the thing that I found was that when I sleep 7.5 hours, when I wake up in the morning, I can be up and out of my house in 15 minutes heading to the gym, which is a nice feeling. And I don't feel tired during the day. I don't have the crashes during the day. By watching what I eat during the day, I reduce that sugar intake to reduce my crashes. That gives me all the energy that I need to get through the day and more. Now I tease my wife because she's jealous that I can go to bed, lay down a couple of minutes, go to sleep, and not wake up until time to get up. And I'll tease her and I'll say things like, well, it's because I have a clearer conscience. But the truth of the matter is that by preparing my body during the day and into the night for sleep, my sleep becomes much better. Now, everything that I've told you may not work for you, but some of those things will work for you. And if you're having trouble quieting your mind, learning how to do things like meditation, learning how to just be still and relax in your brain along with your body, can go wonders in helping you get to sleep a little bit better. If you like what I had to say today, be sure to subscribe down below, ring the bell, send this information to your friends, and for now, see ya.